How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. We do this 5 days out the work week. You probably had a long or stressful day, and you're coming here to watch my video and also hear one of my corny jokes. So here it is. What is the leading cause of dry skin? Towels. You know, towels to dry your skin. But anyways, let's get into it. So we're going to be talking about GME and AMC, which ended up doing great on the day. Both of these stocks, I must say, I am impressed. I am happy about it. And also there's some news that has come out that I'm also going to be sharing in this video, along with the technical analysis. I am telling you, if you guys have been following along, you would have been making some money. I just had to throw that out there, right? So let's get into those videos and I'll give you guys my final thoughts afterwards. All right, so we're going to be doing a technical analysis on GME, which ended up having a monstrous day today. Ended up being up 41.21% on the day. And if I don't know if you guys remember what I said in the last video, but I'm hoping that you do, because if you did, you could have made some money today as well, is that we were looking for GME to really hold down the 135 and above area, and moving up to 140 and building support there would be huge. And that's exactly what we got today in the pre-market, as you can see right here, because we literally held down to 143 until we started moving up after 6:45 a.m. If we take notice here in the pre-market, we can see some serious consolidation in this particular area of 152. As we go into the open, we just have a slight bit of a sell-off going down to 149. This would have been actually a solid opportunity if you're looking for a swing, because GME also had a really good catalyst today, and it also is forward looking. But anyways, we're going to move on further. So you can see here all the way from 930, and we're taking this all the way into 1010. We have some support here in this 150 area, which is what we were looking for. So as we started seeing that strong move up here, we got up to $195 by 11:15 a.m. One of the things that I noticed right away is that we ended up building support level when we ended up reaching this high. If you take a look right here, we had some solid support here now at 174. Let's call that $175. And this literally lasted from 11:05 going in to 11:55 for the first part of the early part of the day, going into lunch. Then we end up having a strong move going up to $210.87. If you guys have been watching and you're paying attention when it comes to charts, when it gets up to these particular areas, when you saw $210, this is not the place to buy. I know many people tend to buy at the top, excitement, FOMO kicks in and so forth, but it is not the place to buy. And the reason why we know this, if you take a look down here at the RSI, it's literally at 70. So it's going to cool off. You need to understand that. So even if you take a look here from 12:35 going on to about 1 o'clock, it actually looked like it was holding that area fairly well at 197. Again, this is not an area where you're supposed to be adding. So we end up having a bit of a sell-off going down here. But like I stated earlier in regards to the support levels, this 180 area, right? So high 170s, high 180. Let's take a look. It ended up holding itself down all the way from 11:10 going into the end of the day. So this is a solid support area at 180. But now, if we progress further into the day, we start seeing there's another support area here around 185. Also, for a little bit of time, it was a resistance area, but it kept getting tested, which is what we like to see. And then this is where the areas we were looking at of 189, as you can see over here. We end up breaking that going into close, which is to be expected as well. And that's part of the reasons why, again, GME ended up having a strong finish on the day. Even if we take a look at the 21-day EMA, GME for the first part of the day did a really good job. Even into the pre-market, if we take a look, literally riding that trend on the 21-day EMA, as you can see here. So we already know, if you see it touching here, this is the place where you want to add. As you can see, it was 155, nearly touched it. Let's say around here, around 161. So if you would have added in these particular areas, you could have rolled the trend up. So it has broken the trend, as you can see right here, from 1 going into around 215. So now, as soon as when it got back on trend on that 21-day EMA, look at that. Literally back to staying above it. This is another position for a short-term trade as well. Even seeing it touch alongside here while it was consolidating and having that strong move in this consolidation area, this was a potential place to actually buy. But it got very, very interesting when I saw it actually come close to testing the 100-day. Because I saw this, I'm like, oh, that was actually really, really, really close. But considering the momentum that it actually had on the day, this 168 area was literally a no-brainer if you were looking for a short-term trade. Because you can even take a look here at the RSI at 40. We also got to look at the overall volume for GME on the day. It was only about 62.39 million. So one of the things we need to take a look at, a lot of people are buying and a lot of people are holding. And this is what we end up having. Big moves like these. Shorts are going to have to be forced to cover. Like I said, this is a stock that literally started the day at $146 near the beginning of the day here, right? As you can see, ended up moving to 210. Those type of moves, shorts are covering, right? So this is the type of things that we want to see. And if you're still in GME right now, you definitely should be feeling confident, because the fact that it's going to be a closing above 190, I know I'm calling it right now. I know the day is not over yet. We have after hours going, but if GME ends up closing above 190, we're definitely going to be seeing some moves back into the 200s tomorrow. It looks like we're seeing a little bit of a support level. Let's kind of look at after hours quickly. If we take a look at after hours and as far as what's going on at the moment, it looks like it's trying to hold down that support level of 190. But I do believe we do have a strong area of support around 185 and 180, as you can see right here where I'm having it on the mouse and showing you on the cursor. So 180, 190, definitely looking forward to seeing GME hold these particular areas down. And just know, as long as there's interest in this stock and you're seeing it form solid support levels and you're seeing the uptrends and you have your indicators on, you're going to be looking really good, and you could definitely have an opportunity to take profits. Anyone that's looking at GME as far as for a long term, please, like I always say, wait on the sidelines and wait for everything to kind of cool off a bit before you make that decision. All right, so we're on the Motley Fool, and it's going to be talking about the catalyst that happened for GME today, which I think is really good in regards to the future. So today, this is a catalyst. GameStop released a business update letting investors know that it had formed a new strategic planning and capital allocation committee to be held by Ryan Cohen. The exponential rise in shares in January began after it was announced that Cohen, activist investor and co-founder of online pet retailer Chewy, was being added to the GameStop's board of directors. Now what? The new committee is meant to help the company transform its brick-and-mortar business to e-commerce. The company said in the release that it wants to become a technology business. The committee will evaluate current operational objectives, capital structure and allocation priorities, digital capabilities, organizational footprint, and personnel, the statement added. Retail traders that initially drove up the stock price in the short squeeze believe there was fundamental reason for GameStop's value to grow. Cohen's success with Chewy gave investors hope that he could replicate it with the video game retailer. Today's announcement brings some support to that belief. The question for current investors is whether the stock that had approximately $1.3 billion valuation to start the year should actually be valued at its current market cap of almost $11 billion if it transforms its business. This is part of the reasons why I love looking at articles, because they give a biased view and a bullish view. As you can see, sorry, I say a biased view, a bearish view, and a bullish view, especially when it comes to the Motley Fool. I don't like reading websites where it's like, hey, you know what? They're always bullish on things and they're not looking at both sides of the coin. So this is part of the reasons why I love using this site. But it's one thing to consider, and what we need to take from this is the direction that GME wants to go. And this gave investors a lot of confidence, and I believe had a big impact in regards to how the stock performed today. All right, so we're going to be doing the technical analysis for AMC. We ended up having a pretty solid day. We were up 15.40% on the day. As you can see in the beginning here in the pre-market, we had some serious consolidation in this particular area, as you can see in around the 7s. And this literally lasted up until around 5:30 a.m. until we broke out and literally started reclaiming that $8 range that I said that was very important for AMC to get in the morning parts, especially inside the pre-market. We end up having this strong move here from $8 all the way here to $8.65, where you would have caught it, and this was the high here at $8.74. As you can see here in the pre-market, that became a resistance area. It was never able to actually pass that. But one of the things we need to take a look at is that we had some strong support near the beginning, sorry, not near the beginning, near the ending of the pre-market here, as you can see from 820 going in all the way until the open. And this is literally around $8.44, or we can call it $8.46. So as soon as when you see right at open, we end up having a strong move up here right around $9.45, getting to $8.88, which are one of those things we need to look at. We also got to take a look even from $9.30 going on all the way to $10.15. Looks like we have some solid support here at around $8.40. Even when we passed it, we came back and reclaimed it. But now, we end up having this strong move here at $9.48, right at $10.50. And honestly, this is what we were expecting. We really wanted to see AMC get back into the 9 area for next week. Sorry, which is this week, which we talked about on the weekend. So we noticed that this ended up becoming a resistance area. Never ended up getting past this $9.48. But that's okay, because now, what we need to take a look at, what are the next areas of support? So we can see here, right here, around $9.10 or 11 cents. I'm definitely seeing AMC having the ability to actually maintain this area. If this area breaks, we know the next area that we need to take a look at is $9. Because look how many times it has tested this particular area. So let's go forward from 1045. Look at this. Broke through it a little bit, came back to reclaiming it. Staying above it, right? Broke through it again, came back to reclaiming it. We see right here, then this is actually near around 315, almost at market close, goes back and has a run up. So I'm really seeing this $9 area being a strong area of support because we're always seeing a recovery. And these are one of the things you want to take notice of, okay? Even when we talk about in prior videos, look how the support levels are improving. We have a support level here at $8.39. We have another support level here at $8.73. We have another support level here at $8.90. And then we end up forming another support level here right at $9. These are good things to see when we're taking a look at the chart. Of course, the 21-day EMA, I love using it. I feel like it's a more valuable tool in this sense, especially when it comes to stocks like AMC. But also we got to keep in mind there is a catalyst today, which we're going to be going over. So that also played a role as well in regards to the movement that we saw. But after all, or overall, I'm happy with what we saw. We wanted AMC to be finishing above $9. I know the day is not completely over yet, but as long as AMC finishes above $9, we are in good territory. Hope you guys found that helpful. You saw all the things we were looking for. And as far as price targets for tomorrow, what we want to look for, we want to see that 930 area. As you can see, it was an area of resistance. You know what? Let's go a little bit further up. We're going to be calling it around 940 and also 935. So once AMC passes these areas, we know we can see another move going to 948 and then to 950. All right, so we're going to be going over the news that came out with AMC for today. So why AMC Entertainment stock jumped before earnings? What happened? Shares of the beleaguered movie theater owner AMC Entertainment Holdings jumped more than 10% in early trading Monday, before settling down to about 6% gains as of 10:20 a.m. So what? So Wedbush Securities doubled its price target on the stock this morning, arguing that AMC has raised enough cash by this point to keep it solvent through at least the midsummer. This could give the company a chance to survive until vaccinations permit the economy to reopen and moviegoers begin returning to theaters. Wedbush also praised the steps AMC has taken to prepare itself for a reopening, installing air filtration systems in its theaters, establishing enhanced cleaning protocols, and spacing out seating to preserve social distancing, Market Watch reports today. Now what? Why wasn't it able to hold on to all of its gains? Wedbush may have doubled its price target, but only to $5 a share, and AMC stock already costs more than $8.50 a share. So that analysis isn't quite as optimistic as doubled its price target makes it sound. Wedbush has only a neutral rating on the stock and appears to be predicting more than a 40% downside to the price. We think AMC may take years before it is able to revisit its prior growth strategy as it repays its growing mountain of debt, Wedbush says. And there's even more bad news ahead. AMC reports its fourth quarter earnings on Wednesday, and analysts anticipate a loss of $3.61 per share on an 89% decline in revenue. When those results come out, this movie could morph from a rom-com into a disaster flick in a hurry. You guys know I love reading these type of articles. I like looking at a bearish outlook, and I love looking at the bullish outlook. Just the fact of seeing that an investment firm said, hey, you know what, we are going to increase our price target. Yes, it was low initially, but they feel even more confident about AMC overall in general. And that's something to take into consideration. But also as investors, we also got to look at the risk, the downsides that are also involved. And it's part of the reasons why I love reading these kind of articles. So for my final thoughts, I still see some upside in regards to price movement for these stocks. GME, I must say, I like the direction that they're going as far as strategy and so forth. And the fact that they have the management in place and they have the experience, especially from Cohen, coming from Chewy and so forth. I'm very interested to see what happens for the future, but we are going to continue to see price movement. Also, just taking a look at AMC and what they have going on. I know earnings is coming up and so forth. I still do believe that there's still some more room for upside for this week. We're going to have to take a look, see how the market conditions are doing, because we already know these two stocks, they could be very surprising at times. We've seen when the market is going down or the market's not doing that well, these stocks tend to move up, right? That's a very common trend that's been happening. So you really don't know what you're going to get when it comes to these two stocks. But one thing I have realized by doing technical analysis like we cover in these videos and tracking the price action, it does give us a good idea and also some expectations to really look for. And that's been working since we started doing these type of videos anyways. But also, I want to put in a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. We'll talk soon.